Master Git locally, version control inside VS Code. Git remains a powerful tool for implementing version control. In this tutorial, we are going to be using it locally. Git is a tool that helps you keep track of changes in your files so you can save progress, go back in time, and safely experiment with your work. With the use of AI agents for code generation, version control of your files has become very essential for all developers. Git had a major update with Git 2.23 in August 2019, and that's what we'll be looking at in this tutorial. Please download from that site. GitHub is an online platform that stores Git repositories and makes it easy to share, backup, and collaborate on code. Now, here is my project file. I've made a folder called Git Local Tutorial, and here's where all the files are going to be kept. Now, I'm going to View and down to Terminal, and that brings me into my terminal, and I'm going to select Git Bash. Now, I could do this in PowerShell also, but I'm going to use Git Bash. You'll have that once you have installed Git. And first thing you do when you open up your folder is do git ---- version. Make sure you've got at least version 2.52. If you are just viewing this now, you probably get an even more up-to-date version. So that's to check the version. Then I've got git status, and it tells you that there's no repository. So the first thing I have to do is git init, and that will initiate my repository. So in other words, it turns my folder into a repository that I can use with Git. Very important. Now let's do git status again, and now you can see that it can see my files. So git int is the first thing you do have to do when you start a folder to make sure that your files can be tracked. Okay, so here's my work area. This is where the files are going to come in. And now let's come and do some work, create some more files here. So inside here, I'm going to use an agent to do this. And I'm going to create a simple HTML form. I don't want to concentrate too much on the actual thing that I'm producing. I want to show you how to use Git. But let's make a form here, because you can see there were pages here already. I've got a work area folder. And so here I'm going to ask my agent. I'm using Gemini 3 Pro. I'm on the professional version of GitHub Copilot. So if you're not on the professional version, you may not have that large language model, but you can use any of the models that you have. And I click send, and it goes off and does the work. Now, you may have noticed that my description there, my prompt there was quite vague. I didn't tell it where to put the files, but because I have got a .github, and inside my .github folder, I have got a Copilot instructions. I've told it exactly where I want the files to go. So that's my .github. I dealt with Copilot instructions and custom instructions on another video, so you can take a look at that one. So now it has gone off. My agent has created the files for me, and notice it's got 2 new files there. I'm going to keep that. So I've kept my files, and if I go into my work area now, you can see I've got my contact CSS and contact.html. So these files are still in this folder. If you like, they're in this branch. They're just one branch. You can call your folder anything you like, but your folder belongs to a branch, and that's where these files are. So there I've got my files ready. So now let's assume we want to do some more work, but we're not quite sure whether this is going to mess things up. We want to keep track of things. If anything goes wrong, we can roll back, especially now that we are using AI agents. So to do this, I'm going to come again into my view and back into my terminal. And here I am in the terminal again. And you can see I'm still inside the same branch. And now I'm going to do git add dot. Very important. That adds all my files. It stages them. In other words, it's now listed them. It's like adding them into a shopping chart. And to make sure that I can now commit them, if I wanted to upload this to GitHub, I'm going to do git commit and -m. M there stands for message, And inside here, I will put the message that would go with this commit. Now, even though I'm not going to be uploading these to GitHub, it's still important that you take this step because now you have committed these to this particular branch. Okay? So if you go to another branch, you can do something else. So you must always do that step. Very important. You add full stop, just will add all the files that you've been making changes to. It saves you having to name the files one by one. Okay, so now we have got this all done up. Let's now do git branch, and that is going to list all the branches I have. Now this tells me I'm on master. Now that's probably because I'm a different folder. I normally use a different name rather than master, but here I've used master. Sometimes I use main. Okay, now if I say git branch and -- show current, it will show me what current branch I'm in. So branch will have shown me all the branches. I've only got one master. Normally I use main, but that's because I'm in a different folder, I suppose. And now what branch am I in? It says I'm in the master branch. So now I am going to create a new branch and switch to it. And for this I use switch. This is the new commands, the new modern commands. -C means create, and I'm going to create a new branch called new features. You can call it anything you like, no spaces in it. So I've now created a new branch called new features and I've switched to it. So now if I do branch and I go on again to do -- show and then -- it will show me the branch I'm in now, and notice it now says new features. So I'm now in the new features branch. The same work area but a different branch. So now I can go back to my work area and go and start doing more work, knowing that it is in a separate branch. It cannot mess up anything that I have got. So let's go back to GitHub Copilot, and now we're going to ask it to add a new feature to our form. So we want to update my form so that the contents is submitted and stored in local storage. That's a feature in the browser where you can store content to, and I'm going to say using JavaScript. I didn't really need to say that. It would have used JavaScript, but let's just be clear. So that's the new update I want to add to my form, and I've said it should go off and go and do it. Now, remember, AI is doing this. It can do all kinds of things, and even if it messes things up, remember, I am on a different branch, version control. This is the beauty about GitHub. Now, notice there it's got my contact.js. It's continuing to do all the work that it's doing. I'm going to say keep to keep the work that it has done. So notice there I've got my contact.js. It has made changes to that. Let me just close this down and now open up my Explorer view so you can see all the files. And you see there I've got a contact.js, and here is the contact.js. Now, it's only made one new file. If I was doing a lot more, I want to keep this video short, so I won't. You would have had several files. And at this point, you can go about and view them. Make sure you're happy with what it has done. This is a very simple save into local storage, and I don't see anything wrong with the code here. Well, I don't like the alert that it's got there, but never mind. Okay, so I could come back and make changes. That's a whole different thing about using AI agents. So here I come back to my bash, coming back to my git now. Let me just clear that off so that you can get more space. I'm coming back to git bash. I could have used PowerShell, by the way, but here. So here I am now. Remember, I'm still inside my new features. So if I now say git add full stop, I am now adding the change it has made to this new features branch. Very important. So when you do make these changes, these two steps, you must take them. Git add full stop will add all the files that it's changed. So you don't have to mention them one by one. I could have just mentioned, contact.js, but let's assume it's made many. Just add full stop. And then I want to commit these files. Very important, those two steps. So I've committed those this new update to that particular branch. Now, if I do git and switch, so I want to switch back to my main branch, and oh, actually it's not main branch, is it? It's master. This is called it master. So it's going to be switch and master. Oh, git, of course. Git, switch, master. So now I'm switching back to my master branch. That's the main branch. And let's come back into my work area. And now you notice that the contact.js doesn't show there, nor do any changes to the file. Notice in the file here where we had JS at the bottom of it, it's not there. There's no link to a JS file because this is on a different branch. So I could have left this how it is and then even come back later on to come and look at the previous branch. So there we are. You've now created a new branch. All your work is in that other branch. Now, once you take a look at the work that it has done and you're happy with it, in other words, everything that was done in the new features branch, and you're happy with that and you want to merge them both together, yeah, all you now do is let's come back to view and terminal. So we're back into our terminal, and now we're going to do some more git commands to merge these. So I've got git, and I'm going to say merge. Now make sure you are inside the branch you want to merge the stuff to. So I'm inside master at the moment. In fact, if I put git branch, that will show me all the branches. And you can see the star in front of master lets me know I'm inside master, and there's also a new features. So now I want to say git merge new features, because that's what I want to merge. I want to merge that one with this, and it has brought in the 2 files and the 33 insertions, and they've all come back in here. So now if I come back into, remember I'm still in masters, you can now see my contact.js, and you can see down on line 29 my contact.js is there. Now, very good housekeeping. I'm going to go back into my terminal, very important, because remember I have now got a branch that is hanging about that I don't necessarily need anymore. So I'm going to go git branch -d, D stands for delete, and new features. That's going to delete that branch, okay? And that's important because once you finish with branches, delete them. If not, you're going to have so many branches hanging about. Now git branch, notice that it's only master that is left there now, and all the files are now safely inside my master branch, inside my same work area. Notice I didn't upload anything to GitHub. All this was done locally. I can create a branch and do loads of work in it. Here's a summary of Git commands, and you can pause this and look through it. I have a description of what they do. You can go over this video again so that you can take a closer look at them and see how they have been used. These are the ones that you will be using most of the time when you are working locally. You know, add full stop and then git commit. They are very important. You have to do that inside each of your branches to save and commit your work to it. If you forget to do that, all kinds of things can happen. You just discover that what you were working on, if you're working on one branch and you forget to add and commit, when you go back to another branch, you just find out the files will appear there. So that can be quite confusing. You can do all kinds of funny things. Always remember add and commit. Don't forget those two. There are a few other Git commands here that I didn't use in this tutorial. I was trying to keep it short, but I've got a description there inside here of what they do, and you can come back later on, just pause the video and scroll through this so that you can take a look at them. You will find them very handy. For example, git rm is when you want to remove a file, and git restore is if you want to bring a file back in, because sometimes you might delete a file by mistake. Okay, so there we have all of that. So please remember to subscribe